Okay, basics for right triangle trig. Anytime you have a right triangle and you're identifying another angle, in this case we have here theta, when you have a trig function, basically all your trig functions are is just a ratio comparing two sides based on the angle. So over here, for sine, you have opposite divided by hypotenuse. It's the ratio comparing those two sides. For cosine, you have adjacent over hypotenuse. And for tangent, you have opposite over adjacent. Now, you have the reciprocals, which basically, remember, all the reciprocal does is just flip the fraction. So for the reciprocals, for cosecant, cosecant and sine, notice, are reciprocals of each other. Notice it's not changing the angle. All it's doing is flipping the ratio of the two fractions. It's very important because a lot of people want to switch and flip the angle. For instance, if you were doing sine of 40 degrees, people want to make the mistake and make it sine of 1 over 40 degrees, and that's not what's happening. Cosine and secant are reciprocals of each other, and tangent and cotangent are reciprocals of each other. So for example over here, if I want to find sine of our angle, notice my angle is now in the top right corner, but opposite is still going to be 12. So this is still my opposite, this is still my adjacent side, and up here I have my hypotenuse. So my opposite would be 12 over... Okay, sorry about that. My phone keeps going off. Anyway, so for sine, we'll have 12 over 13. Now, if I want to do the cosecant of that same angle, all I'm going to do is just flip my fraction. So this becomes 13 over 12. For cosine, theta, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so we get 5 over 13. And for the reciprocal, which is secant, flip the fraction, you get 13 over 5. And for tangent, tangent is opposite over adjacent, so opposite is 12, and adjacent is 5. And now notice if I want cotangent, I get 5 over 12. And once again, keep in mind, when you're working with these, you're always going to write the trig function along with the angle together. You're never going to see it written just sine, because sine is telling you which two angles or ratios you're talking about. So be careful with that.